I have often said that the way to begin to approach this is to think about the structuring decision as a little bit like four cars coming up to a four-way stop sign all at the same time.
Okay.
And the reason I suggest that is because each one of those cars represents a different component of your decision making. So one of the cars is taxes. What are your tax objectives?
Mm-hmm.
Another one of the cars is liability and risk avoidance.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing there? Another one of the cars is overall management structuring. How does it fit into your larger ownership structure, your larger intentions? And then a fourth one is somewhat related to an earlier one I mentioned, and that's insurance.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to insure this? Your goals, in an ideal solution, are to minimize risk at the operational level,
Mm-hmm.
minimize risk where you're shifting any risk that may arise to an insurance carrier rather than you,
Mm-hmm.
or shifting the risk to the management company. If your ownership is part of a larger entity, if you're a business, making certain that you are shielding the larger entity from the risk.
Mm-hmm.
If you're creating a single purpose entity to own the aircraft, which is a very common way of structuring it, you may be looking at something that achieves the objectives I just described, but it may not fit into your tax objectives. Because if you're creating a sole purpose entity, if you're creating a flight department company to hold title to that aircraft, even if it doesn't operate the aircraft itself, even if it does it by way of a leaseback, you're creating a situation that from the tax perspective, from the IRS's perspective, is a company that may not be able to take full advantage of the tax depreciation. Why? Because it has no larger business.